All right, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday on what was a rainy Saturday here, but hopefully the weather is nice wherever you are in the world. Let's talk a little bit about this Cassian Andor TV show that's supposed to be on Disney Plus. Now, the Cassian Andor series was announced a while ago. It's going to be about Cassian Andor. You know him from Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Pretty much the only good Star Wars movie that they have made, in my opinion. I know that there's people that like The Force Awakens, which I didn't, and also Solo, a Star Wars story, which I thought was trash. But however, Rogue One I really did like. And they're making a spinoff of Cassian Andor with Diego Luna. He's coming back in the role as Cassian Andor, and also with his sidekick K2SO. And Stephen Schiff was actually helmed to be the showrunner for this show. But in no surprise to anyone, absolutely no surprise to anyone, Stephen Schiff has been fired by Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, he has been shown the door. He will not be the showrunner on this show, and yet another failure by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, the person that's actually replacing him, I don't have any fault with this guy at all. This guy seems to be pretty good. And I'm talking about Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy came in once Garrett Edwards was fired from Rogue One, because this is what Kathleen Kennedy does. Production problems on every single movie. The only movie that didn't have any production problems was, guess what? The Last Jedi, which many people consider the worst Star Wars movie by a mile in Star Wars. Now, getting back to the Cassian Andor show, I have no idea why Stephen Schiff was shown the door, but this just shows you how much of a hypocrite all of the people at Lucasfilm are that make these decisions, because they always talk about diversity, but yet they don't really care about diversity. Pretty much all the guys that have been showrunners or directors on films have been white men. And yet Lucasfilm says that they pretty much hate white men, but the ones that they fired, they replace them with other white men. Now, myself, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. Just find the best people possible. I can care less about their race. I can care less about their gender, but I'm just exposing Lucasfilm as hypocrites, because this is what they said. This is what the people that work for Lucasfilm say. But anyway, getting back to this, Tony Gilroy actually made Rogue One into a very good movie. He's the one. Apparently, Garrett Edwards actually was running that movie into the ground, and it wasn't very good. And he was fired. Tony Gilroy pretty much shot the last third of the movie, and that last third of the movie is some of the best stuff in all of Star Wars. We got that great Vader fight scene when he was mowing down the rebels. It was fantastic. So that's actually really good news, but it's still concerning. It's the same thing over and over and over again with Kathleen Kennedy. They have no plan over there. They have no leadership over there. Why do you hire someone just to end up firing them when it's all said and done? I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I know this is sound like a broken record, but somebody needs to step in and let this woman go. I mean, how much more of this can we take? This is one of the main reasons why Star Wars is dead. They have no leadership. They have no leadership whatsoever. I mean, they should have just brought in Tony Gilroy from the beginning. Why didn't Kathleen Kennedy just get Tony Gilroy from the beginning? What kind of conversations was she having with Stephen Schiff? I mean, if he actually got the job, you would think that him and Kathleen Kennedy would be on the same page, you know, but I guess you can say the same thing for Colin Trevorrow, who was fired from episode 9. He actually had his script and everything ready to go. And Kathleen Kennedy, I'm pretty sure him and Kathleen Kennedy were on the same page. And also Mark Hamill and Colin Trevorrow were on the same page. And bam, Colin Trevorrow was fired. So what the hell is going on at Lucasfilm? This is why I really don't have any desire, because one thing is clear. It's always going to be agenda first and story second. But however, I really do have faith in Tony Gilroy. Now, a lot of people are really criticizing this TV show for being made, because a lot of people didn't really enjoy the Cassian Andor character himself. I get that, because you really didn't get to spend a lot of time with him. And when you watch Rogue One, there's a bunch of new characters. So you can make a case we really don't know any of these characters at all, probably except for Saw Gerrera, because we actually know him from the Clone Wars. but pretty much everyone else is brand new. But some good news is Genevieve O'Reilly is coming back as Mon Mothma. She was actually in Rogue One, and she was also in Revenge of the Sith in deleted scenes. So her scenes did make the cut on the movie. I'm hoping that this TV show can be good. I don't know. Maybe it will be. But I still have major concerns. Major concerns. Anytime something comes up with Star Wars, I'm not like super excited anymore. I'm not. Those days pretty much ended with this sequel trilogy. Because that sequel trilogy really did tick me off in the wrong way. There's almost nothing that I enjoyed about that sequel trilogy. Actually, you know what? There's nothing I enjoyed about the sequel trilogy. Rogue One was the only good thing, and they're bringing back Tony Gilroy. That's a good movie if you ask me. Hopefully the TV show is going to be good, but I have no idea because I don't have any confidence in the people at Lucasfilm. I mean, I even had questions about the Clone Wars going into the last arc because the middle arc was trash. It was completely awful, and Dave Filoni was doing that. My confidence in them have been shaken, to quote Anakin from Revenge of the Sith when referring to the Jedi Council. But man, another person's shown the door. Kathleen Kennedy keeps failing, and she's only going to fail upwards. 2021 cannot get here fast enough so her contract can end. Hopefully she wants to retire because you know what? They're not going to fire her. You know, she's going to ride off into the sunset on a white cloud to heaven when it comes to Lucasfilm. She's going to fail upwards, no doubt about it. I mean, she's either going to retire, one, or they're going to reassign her to a new position and they're going to call it actually a promotion when we know it really won't because she'll be far away from Star Wars. That's the only two options that I see. And I know we all know that Bob Iger actually tried to fire her and nobody wanted her position. J.J. Abrams flat out turned it down. Man, I don't know what else to say about this. The concerns keep coming over and over again. It's the same story, different day. Nothing's changed. The agendas won't change. Bob Iger's back. I don't know what he's actually going to be doing with Star Wars. I know he's trying to help the new guy, Bob Chapek, get the whole company back on the ground because Disney has much bigger problems right now than just Star Wars. I mean, us as Star Wars fans, we only care about Star Wars, but as a company as a whole, they are really suffering right now. Really. The theme parks are just shut down because of the pandemic. It's really bad for Disney. This is not a good day for Disney. Disney may just want to pack up and say, Lucasfilm is for sale, Star Wars is for sale, because we need money. We need to go in a different direction. But man, what do you guys think of this? Kathleen Kennedy firing Stephen Schiff. Not a surprise to me. Maybe it is for you, but this is the way, to quote The Mandalorian, of Kathleen Kennedy. Another person fired. Not a surprise. They have no idea what they're doing over there at Lucasfilm. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.